Hey guys and girls, so in this video I wanted to bring you my thoughts on the new Xbox One reveal that was just revealed this evening. So this is just going to be a completely unedited video. I stayed up all night. Due to time differences, I ended up watching the video at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I am powered by the glory of coffee and my geekiness, and so I want to just give you my impressions on the new Xbox One that's been revealed, and also compare it a little bit to the PlayStation 4 and what I think the future is going to hold, and what I think this is going to mean in terms of the future of the game industry, but also the race, the competition between Sony and Microsoft. So anyway, let's get straight to it. Let's not beat about the bush, straight into it. So this evening the reveal happened, and the new Xbox One was revealed by Microsoft. So the name in itself, I have to say I was surprised by the name. There's been a lot of rumors about what the name was going to be, and a couple of domain names that were kept, and things like Xbox 720, Xbox Infinity, and it looks like they stuck with Xbox One. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that name. I think it's a little confusing. You have the Xbox 360 and then the Xbox One. It harkens back and reminds me too much of like the PlayStation 1. Though I do understand why they're calling it Xbox One, because it's this idea of all-in-one kind of system. Everything in one system, and I'll get more to that in a bit. So anyway, that's the name, the Xbox One. So looking at the actual hardware, comparing the hardware of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, it seems like both consoles are powerhouses in terms of their actual, like, what is inside the box, their actual hardware. So both have, I think the Xbox One has 8 billion transistors or something, but both have 8 gigabytes RAM, though I think the PlayStation 4 has slightly more powerful RAM, because it has a DDR5 RAM, which, and pretty much I think it's using effectively like 7 gigabytes worth of that memory in its processor, whereas I think the Xbox One can only use 5 gigabytes in terms of gaming. I'm not definitely sure on that, but anyway, they both have 8 gigabytes of RAM. They both come with Blu-ray player. That's a given. With next generation gaming, and the upgrades in terms of graphics and the processor heavy power, you can't not have a Blu-ray player. It would just be ridiculous. I mean, that is definitely one of the things that was the downside of the Xbox 360, was that you would have to split a game into at least 2 discs. And if they continued not using Blu-ray, you're talking 3, 4, possibly 5 discs, which is insane and just crazy and not doable. So of course, Blu-ray player, that's a given. They both have a 8-core CPU, not super powerful CPU. See, the most emphasis seems to be on the memory and the graphics card. The PlayStation 4 has, let me check my notes here, it has a 1.84 teraflops AMD Radeon graphics card. So it's got a good graphics card. I don't know what graphics card the Xbox One has. That information was not revealed. But it seems to be like both consoles are kind of playing like, as a base kind of PC format, very, very powerful hardware. This, of course, does make it very, very easy and very nice for video game developers, to freely explore and develop games. So in terms of the hardware, they're actually pretty evenly matched, though I do think probably the PlayStation 4 has a slight edge in terms of hardware and just base raw power. The biggest difference between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and this is the thing I have the issue with, is the features and the general feel of the console and where it's going. So the PlayStation 4, Sony, I think, in my opinion, Sony have got it right. Sony have learned from their mistakes. When the PlayStation 3 came out, the actual hardware, the basic structure, the design of the PlayStation 3 was so fiddly, so finicky. It was so hard for developers to actually work within that system that when the PlayStation 3 came out, there were not that many games that were available on release date. It was too awkward to use, and so that was a huge issue. And so they lost a lot of support, and a lot of their potential customers, shifted to Xbox. I do think that PlayStation 4 and Sony have learned from the mistake, and it does seem to be that the new focus and emphasis on PlayStation 4 is on gaming, is on the actual gaming community. So the new PlayStation 4 has some new kind of features. One of the new features that I quite like is the new feature called Share. I know some people like it, some people don't like it. I actually quite like it. It shows that PlayStation 4 are really gearing towards this idea of a gaming community, and I like it. This idea that you can, hit the share button and share the epic moments and the fun moments in your gaming. You can live stream your games as you're playing it. People can watch you as you're playing. They can comment. People can even take control of your game and help you if you're at a difficult point. So it does very much, it feels like this sense of you're part of a larger gaming community, and Sony are trying to support this, through PlayStation Network and through this new idea of, the share function in the gaming community. And I think that's really, 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 really nice. Other new things as well with the PlayStation 4, which are also really good, other new features. You have the new kind of also very unique and very useful, when you're downloading, they've got the new deal that they've done with Gaikai, where you can download games from the PlayStation Network via Gaikai, and while you're downloading, you can actually start playing the game before it's even finished downloading. Don't know how that's going to work, but it's quite a cool feature, and I quite like it. The only downsides to the PlayStation 4, the other thing as well, the PlayStation 4 is it's compatible with the PS Vita, and they want to encourage this, the synergy between the the different Sony consoles, and so you can, via wireless, you can basically continue to play your PlayStation 4 game on your PS Vita, and it becomes portable, and you can take it and do that. The only downside of the PlayStation 4 is it's not backwards compatible. That is an issue, because if you have a PlayStation 3, it does mean that you can't trade in your PlayStation 3 or and use that towards a discount on the price of the actual console. But you can at least download right from PlayStation 1 up to PlayStation 3 games via Gaikai on the actual PlayStation Network. So I like where PlayStation are going. It seems to be a lot more geared towards the gamer. It seems like they've listened to feedback from their customers, from their fans, and they really are acting on that. On the other hand, personally, I think Xbox and Microsoft have dropped the ball hugely. So from the actual reveal, from the actual kind of conference, it seems like the new feel of the new Xbox One is it's veering away from this idea of it as a gaming console to becoming a multimedia center. I saw this coming. The recent kind of shifts via Microsoft over the last several years. This focus on things like Netflix and paying a subscription, Kinect, television, music, movies, all this gear and shift away from actual hardcore gaming. And it does seem that that's the way it's going. It seems that now with the Xbox One, Kinect is a definite function. It is a solid part of the Xbox One, and so there's no getting away from Kinect. It does actually come with the console when you purchase it, which is good. At least you don't have to buy it as an extra feature. But it seems to be, that it's an all-in-one kind of system. And you can just tell that from the actual design of the Xbox One. I was very surprised by the design. It's very, very basic. There's nothing flashy, no huge design features. It's just a basic square black box. It just looking at it, it just reminded me of a cable box, like an entertainment center. And I guess that really does create that feel of it not being a console, and I really don't like that. So anyway, the new Xbox One, basically it has new technology, which is impressive technology. I'll give them that. It's pretty impressive what they can do. Using the Kinect and voice recognition, you can now, like, your Xbox One is voice activated, so you can literally, it's connected to your TV, and you can literally tell your Xbox to turn on your TV, turn on your Xbox. You can tell it where to navigate, and you can give it voice commands to navigate between gaming, television, music, movies, and so on. And it will do that instantaneously. So the technology, I mean, it's impressive. I'll give them that. It is impressive. It does seem to be this focus as well of the new Xbox One has a HDMI in and a HDMI out port. And the idea for that is you have to plug your TV, your cable, HDMI cable, directly into the back of your Xbox, and that your TV, like cable reception or channels, will go directly through your Xbox as opposed to directly into your television, so that your TV is completely connected to your Xbox. Seems like it is just this idea of always being online. Now, they didn't say whether you had to be online all the time to play games. That was not clarified. But it does seem to be that the shift is definitely moving towards always being connected to the internet, always being online, and that's very obvious. I mean, when they showed, you know, more about it, I think Mark Whitten showed a little bit more about it, or the guy in charge, Don Matrick, he showed more about it, and he showed there's a new function in the actual Xbox which is called, let me check this, it's called Snap Mode. So basically you can be watching a television show, and at the same time you can bring up Internet Explorer and do, you know, research or Google on that show, or book cinema prices. You can also, you know, get up-to-date TV listings and check that. The Xbox has a new Xbox One has a new thing called trending, where you can see like television shows and movie shows that your friends are watching, and you can see the Xbox community and what shows are popular and what people are watching, so you can be up to date with the trend. You know, you want to be popular, right? Like, you want to be up to date with the current trends, because that's the important thing in a video games console. Anyway, so it just seems to be like this idea of it's games, it's TV, it's entertainment, it's everything rolled into one. And there's a lot, I think about 70% of the actual like reveal was purely focusing on television. I mean, they even had like, which I'm excited about, that'll be really cool. They even had Steven Spielberg that turned up, and they were talking about a new Halo live action television show, which I'm gonna have to say, it's about bloody time. Like, I've been expecting that to happen for a long time, and honestly, like, I just felt like the entire time Microsoft was just name dropping. They were just like, look at all these celebrities that we've got to push our Xbox. Steven Spielberg, all these like Messi, all these kind of like sports stars. Aren't we amazing? Don't you want to buy an Xbox? Like, it just, I find it incredibly irritating. It's just like, I don't want to see all these celebrities pushing your Xbox. I want to know what your Xbox can do in terms of gaming. You're a games console, completely. And for me, there was just too much focus on, you know, TV, music, movies, too much of a push towards, like, you know, home entertainment center, and not enough focus on the actual, like, gaming side of the actual games console. So anyway, they did talk a little bit about the gaming and where that was going. So what kinds of things were they revealing? Well, they did reveal that the Xbox is going to have Xbox exclusive titles. They did say that within the first year of release, I think there would be roughly about 14 exclusive Xbox titles, and about 8 of those would be, you know, completely new kind of games. You know, they wouldn't be a continuation in a series. They would be a completely fresh, new story, new game, new style, new everything. So there are going to be Xbox exclusive titles, right? But in this reveal, not a single like game that was introduced or was an Xbox exclusive. The 3 main things that were covered in this reveal was EA turned up on the scene. As soon as EA turned up, I was just like, oh, I'm done. I am not an EA fan like for me, EA is just the devil completely. Like after what they did to Mass Effect 3 and BioWare and how they just screw with games and they don't listen to their gamers, you know, their main customers. All they care about is money. As soon as EA turned up on the scene, I was just like, oh yeah, this is going downhill. And so basically EA turned up and EA Sports, and they were pushing like all the major sports, you know, FIFA, like NFL, like all the different, you know, American football, basketball, you know, NBA, all the different gaming things. And they were just pushing all that. And then, of course, after that, you know, Forza, you know, they advertised the new Forza 5 racing game. And then, of course, Call of Duty, you know, the new Call of Duty Ghosts was advertised. All these games are, in my opinion, casual gaming. They're for casual gamers. So, you know, most casual gamers, and I have to admit, the Xbox has become a casual games console, in my opinion. Most casual gamers will play sports games or racing games, or they'll play Call of Duty. Hardcore gamers like me and many other people are, you know, on YouTube, on online and in the gaming community, like to play a variety of platforms, right? RPG, first-person shooter, MMOs, you name it. And there was just no variety in terms of like games that were available. And all these games, you know, all the sports games, Call of Duty, everything, these are multi-platform games. So they're going to be available on the PlayStation 4. None of the actual like Xbox exclusive games were even at the reveal. I think they mentioned that you got in the Call of Duty, you got a special exclusive DLC pack for the Xbox. Whoop-de-doo! Wow, amazing. So there was just, you know, where are these exclusive games that you're talking about? Give us titles and show us game footage. In this entire reveal, all they showed for these games were cinematics. Look how amazing and wonderful the graphics are. Oh wow! They're so good. The you know, AI is amazing. The fish swim away from you. Look how realistic this dog is in Call of Duty. It was ridiculous. And honestly, like, it's not that difficult to make your cinematics look outstanding. It's been done in previous games on the Xbox 360. What I want to see is real, concrete, hard gameplay footage. That shows me clearly how powerful and how good this console is in terms of graphics. PlayStation, you know, Sony did it in their reveal. They showed the gameplay footage of the new Killzone, which looked epic. The graphics looked great. The gameplay looked fluid. I want to see gameplay footage, and I hope that at E3 that they show actual gameplay footage. I don't want to see trailers. I want to see gameplay footage. So, you know, the games that were revealed were really unexciting, and nothing interested me at all in terms of the games that were revealed. And you know, I have to say that as it currently stands, I am really siding with Sony in this, and I think, you know, Sony is going to steal. Personally, I think Sony is going to steal a large number of Microsoft Xbox current gamers, because Sony are the ones that are listening to their gaming community, and they're focusing on gaming. It is a games console. So all this TV, music, movies, bullshit, I'm going to lie, I'm going to swear, excuse my French, but I'm quite annoyed by this. But all this kind of like movies and TV, that is side, it's add-on, it's additional, right? The bread and butter of this console is the gaming. The Xbox was built as a games console. Microsoft, you know, its popularity grew as a games console. So then moving away from video gaming and moving into home entertainment is a big mistake, in my opinion. And, you know, the key thing has to be, what new innovations, what can you bring to the gaming floor? Like, what is going to be different about gaming on the Xbox One? You know, where is it going to go? And they didn't answer some key questions. There were 3 key questions that I had for this reveal. 1, is it backwards compatible? can I play my Xbox 360 games on it? Because I have a lot of Xbox 360 games, and that's going to decide whether I trade it in or not, or whether I buy it. Is it backwards compatible? Does it have to be online all the time to play games? And if it has to be always online, this new Xbox Live that they're doing it, which is good because it has 500,000 more servers. So it sounds like it's going to be quite reliable. But is that going to be more expensive to cover the cost of all those extra servers? Is Xbox Live currently it's £40 a year. Is it going to go up to £60 a year or more? If we want to use all these functions on the Xbox, like trending or snap mode or watching movies or watching TV, are we going to have to pay a subscription fee for those things? Are there going to be added costs on top of that as well? So, and also, are we going to be able to play secondhand games on this new console? Because the cynical side of my personality sees it as a way for Microsoft to control that, to stop that. Because if it always has to be online, what's to stop them putting in a special activation code with brand new games so that you can't buy or lend your games to friends? You can't buy secondhand games. You have to buy them at a brand new price, and input that activation code to be able to play that game, because you have to be online all the time. And that is one way for them to stamp out this secondhand gaming, pre-owned kind of buying and selling and trading in pre-owned games. And, I think that's a terrible way to go. But this always online system really makes me think that that's the way they're going. And I'm worried about that. I think that's going to be a big issue in the future. And the third one is what Xbox exclusive games are going to be revealed, and they didn't show any exclusive games in that reveal at all. So Microsoft, those are the three things I want answered. Is it backwards compatible? Is it always online? What are we talking about in terms of the cost? Are we going to have to pay extra fees in terms of subscription and things? Can we play secondhand games? And show us real titles, gameplay footage of games that you are going to release with this console on release day. From the sounds of it, the Xbox One is going to be released around the same time as the PlayStation 4, towards the end of 2013, so probably in the holiday time. It will be released in America and Japan first, definitely, and hopefully it will be released, before Christmas in around the rest of Europe. But again, we'll have to see. When the Xbox 360 came out, that European release date was delayed until March. And that's the last thing that I have an issue with, which, as a British person, as a British citizen, I did feel very much that the reveal, that this entire talk and conference was very American orientated and American centric. I understand Microsoft is an American company. I understand that probably maybe the majority of their consumers are Americans. Of course, I get that, right? And that's why they'll want to push things like NFL, American football, basketball, American sports stars, American cable channels, and so on, all right? But Microsoft, you are a worldwide company, and you have customers around the world, especially in Europe. And by making this incredibly American focused and American centric, you are going to alienate a huge percentage of your customers completely. And many of my American friends that I spoke to after the reveal felt that way. They felt that they were like, well, okay, that's available for America, but what does that mean for Europe or Asia or the rest of the world? Are we going to have different things available to us? Please give us information. So Microsoft, it really is up to you at E3. You're going to have to pull out the stops at E3, and honestly, I don't see it happening. If you do reveal really good, Xbox exclusive release titles, if you tell us about this whole backwards compatibility, online always, issue, playing secondhand games issue, gaming questions, gaming issues, Answer those questions that your gamers have been asking you for months. It caused a huge scandal on Twitter because one of your members of staff, which was forced to resign, made a whole stink about it being online. It's an issue, and your customers, your fans, your loyal followers need to know. So it's over to Xbox, really. Personally, the way I'm looking at it is I don't see Xbox, I don't see Microsoft changing anything. From the looks of it, it looks like they're going completely towards home entertainment system, and I think that means come Christmas time in 2013, Microsoft are going to lose a large proportion of their current loyal followers, probably including me. I've been a huge Xbox fan for a very long time. I bought the original Xbox. I bought the Xbox 360. I was intending to buy the next gen Xbox console, but after today's reveal, I am really considering switching to Sony and buying a new PlayStation 4. I'm really considering doing it, which is very, very sad. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the new Xbox One console. So please let me know what you guys think. What's your opinion on this shift that Microsoft are giving? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you like this shift towards a home entertainment system? Do you think it should be focused more on gaming? What do you think about the whole, focus on Kinect, increased focus on Kinect? This whole voice activation system. What are your thoughts on the new games that were revealed? New Call of Duty, new EA Sports titles, Forza. What would you like Microsoft to reveal at E3? And what's your opinion on PlayStation 4? Do you think that's the better console? Do you think Sony have, one-upped on Microsoft on this? What's your opinion on that? So I would really, really like to hear you guys' opinion on this, because of course it's huge news in the gaming community, and I have very strong opinions on it, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts and your ideas are on it anyway. So I'm going to finish this video here. Sorry it's gone on a little bit longer than I was originally intending, but I did have a lot that I wanted to say, and of course it is unedited and it is how it is. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my ideas and opinions on it, and I will catch you guys next time in my next video on my channel here. And I'll bring you more news and information as it's revealed from Microsoft and Sony. And I'm also intending to produce some news videos about E3 and the things that are revealed there at E3. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys next time in my next video. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Bye.